We're here at Breaches Inlet to talk about Sullivans Island and Isle of Palms, or IOP, and talk about some of the activities and attractions you might find and the differences in the two islands. So let's get started. Hey everyone, Derek Phillips here with Teamwork Realty. I'm a realtor in Charleston, and we're going to talk about Isle of Palms today. We're going to start with Isle of Palms and the commercial district of Isle of Palms and what that entails. So one of the big attractions there is obviously the beach. The beach on Isle of Palms is 7 miles long, but the commercial sector only takes up a few different blocks. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with Windjammer, and the Windjammer hosts all kinds of events. You might even see Darius Rucker get up on stage as an impromptu concert for you. It's happened before and it's going to happen again, I'm sure. Another one of the main attractions there on Isle of Palms is the fact that you have a slew of different type of housing. So you have a bunch of residential housing, and you also have a bunch of short-term rentals or residential housing that's used as vacation, over 1,500 in fact. But there on the commercial side, it's a lot of hotels and condos along the beach. So it's the beach, then you have the beachfront and the main road, which houses like Ben & Jerry's ice cream, a bunch of traditional type beach storefronts. And then out from that, you start getting into more residential type housing. Aside from the commercial sector, there, as soon as you get off the Isle of Palms connector, it dumps you into that commercial zone. So if you take a left out to that, that's up north, and then you start getting into Wild Dunes. All right, so Wild Dunes, you have the Marina, which there's a slew of activities up there that you can do. They have I like the word slew a lot today. It's okay, deal with me. And so you're going to have the Marina up there with a restaurant, and it actually sits on the Intercoastal Waterway. So you have a nice view of the Intercoastal Waterway and a little inlet right there. So there's up to 50 boat slips there, along with that connects to the restaurant and the marina. It's a full service area. So if you have a boat, come dock up, do whatever you want, then head back out to your sandbar. There's plenty of them to choose from around here. So the residents on IOP actually have a bunch of different amenities that they can use that is provided by the city. And they're pretty cool. Like you have a stand-up paddleboarding class or tour. And then you have a bunch of different type of yoga events, and they're all based on the water for the most part at the public dock. But you have to be a resident to be able to take advantage of these. You also get a lot of free parking with being a resident of IOP. Unfortunately, if you're coming down to visit, you're going to have to pay for that parking and watch out where you park. That first ticket could be $50 up to $250 if you don't pay it on time. And if you're traveling, that could be an issue. Speaking of that parking, you have to be careful. There's a section once you get up into North IOP, or northern part of IOP, that you're going to have to park differently. So some of it you can parallel park in, some of it you have to just be 4 feet off the street. Actually, all of it you have to be 4 feet off the street. Some of it you have to park with traffic, and then some of it is at an angle. So make sure you take a look at that. That's actually all been changing in the past year or so from the time of this recording. So make sure you take a look at that. I don't want anybody to come down and get a ticket. And if you're just trying to avoid getting that parking ticket or don't feel like you need an Uber or whatnot, there's actually a free shuttle that you can take, and it is from the Mount Pleasant Town Center. And that drops you off right in front of the beach in the commercial sector of IOP. So take advantage of that. It's something the city offers for free. Just have to look it up online. All right, so instead of going north, let's go south now from the Isle of Palm connectors. All right, that's one way to get to both Isle of Palm and Sullivans Island is over the connector. So once you come down south, you're going to cross what's called Breaches Inlet. Now, Breaches Inlet actually has some historical value because during the Revolutionary War, the English actually tried to cross it, got swept away because of the undertow. And as you can see from one of the signs here, it says deadly current. Please don't swim in this area. You can get swept away fairly easily. And there's also a lot of barrier dunes out there, sandbars that people like to boat up to. And when they boat, you can stay there as long as the tide's right. so you're kind of moving along with it, but a lot of people like to go out there and have a little bit of fun. All right, today's a little bit windy, and there are some kite surfers out here. There's actually a really good place to learn how to kite surf and do all kinds of outdoor activities. You have the intercoastal waterway, and you have the beach side, so you have a bunch of different flavors to choose from when it comes to water sports. Now, again, let's keep going south on into Sullivans Island. So once you get into Sullivans Island, you're going to notice that it's a little bit more historic, a little bit more residential. Now that residential side comes from it's on purpose, basically. So the county the city actually put an end to all short-term rentals. I believe it was in 2010 that they stopped it. I'm sorry, 2000 that they stopped it. So no short-term rentals unless they were grandfathered in. So if they're grandfathered in, they're still there. That's why Isle of Palms has over 1,500 short-term rentals. That's just residential short-term rentals, not including the hotels and all that stuff. So over 1,500 in Isle Peak compared to just 40 or 41 in Sullivans Island. So if you're looking to buy a second home or a vacation home, looking to rent it out, that might be a little nugget for you, just to save you some cash and heartache in the end. All right, so Isle of Palms, like I said, is a little more residential, a lot more residential, and the parking is just as bad. So all that spiel stays the same. Make sure you look out for that because they will ticket you, and it's not cheap. It can get kind of pricey. All right, so the parking though is a little different. Like you can get back into like little nuggets, like little kind of hidden parkways or hidden parking lots. They're sand type parking lots, like pretty much right off the dunes of the beach. So once you hit those, you're usually, if you're coming right into town, that little commercial area right there, you're usually within walking distance of a lot of cool little locally owned restaurants. So Sullivans Island has great culinary attributes. So aside from that, however, there aren't any commercial or public docking areas, all right, for your boats. All right, so you're not going to be able to come up and just moor up anywhere. So Sullivans Island is a lot more restrictive in a lot of ways. One thing I didn't talk about on IOP are they allow dogs pretty much all the time. All right, sometimes they allow them off leashes until about 9 o'clock in the morning. From 5 to 9, they allow dogs off leash. After 9, they allow dogs, but they have to be on a leash. All right, and that is during the summer months. All right, so in contrast, Sullivans Island during, I believe it's 10 o'clock to 5 or 6 o'clock, dogs aren't allowed at all. All right, so, but they are allowed off a leash early in the morning. Make sure you also, if you're down here for any period of time, you also have to have a permit. And it costs money on Sullivans Island to have that dog permit. It does not cost any money, but you still have to have a permit on IOP. So one of the main differences for dog lovers especially, so make sure you look out for that as well. Now leading right into Sullivans Island, you can take Ben Sawyer's Boulevard. That leads you into Shem Creek. So Shem Creek hosts a bunch of different restaurants as well. It's on the water, it's on Shem Creek. And there's a bunch of different activities there as well, paddleboarding, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, it leads you straight in and out of Mount Pleasant, the business section of Mount Pleasant. All right, this wind is getting ready to knock over my camera, so I gotta get out of here. But if you like this video and like what you hear, please check out my other videos right here. There's also links to whatever I mentioned, a lot of the references below.